Okay. Just trying to figure out how to get this horizontal. Now we got this going. Hey, Aries, welcome to your reading. Those of you that are new to members, welcome. This is going to be a 2024 forecast for Sun, Moon, Rising, Aries. For the most accurate information, watch for your rising sign only. We're going to go ahead and just get into it. If you would like to book one of these readings for yourself, they are available in the store for limited time only. All right, Holy Spirit, guardian angels, my beloved ancestors, thank you for allowing me to be a vessel to give messages to Aries for their highest good and their highest good only. All right, Spirit, show me what's at the center of 2024 for Aries. What's the strongest energy for Aries in the year of 2024? Hold your vision. Seems to be coming out either as a delay or a bit of an issue. The bottom of the deck, you have a new romantic cycle begins. I feel like there's something that you possibly were trying to manifest throughout the year of 2023. Possibly because of some of the retrogrades that were happening in your sign, there were delays. I do think that this energy is going to start to pick up or get back up to speed. Plans that you have will get back on track. Relationships that may have fell to the wayside will reemerge and start to be recultivated, if that makes sense. But that's the strongest energy that I'm getting here for you. So January, or first house, you have Neptune. Second house, you have Pluto. Third house, you have Mars. Fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Externally, you have Virgo. So definitely feeling like paying attention to the details throughout the year of 2024 is going to be very significant and will contribute greatly to your success. Let's see. What is the underlying energy of hold your vision showing up here for Aries in 2024? What's the underlying energy, spirit, or the strongest influence for this energy showing up for Aries in 2024? Let's see. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, you have health, assert yourself, romance, and signs, luck, and love. Okay, here we go. Nature coming out as an issue. Interestingly enough, this came out in the pre-shuffle, so I do think that this is spot on. You have burnout, and then you have opportunities in reverse. I feel like you're going to be coming into a space, Aries, in 2024 where you no longer have the time, the energy, the resources to contribute to things that do not serve your highest good. There's some sort of realization that's happening with your dreams. And it could actually be like the dream space, but I more so feel like it's like something tangible that you want to accomplish, or more so like a direction that you want your life to go in. You're coming to some sort of realization in the beginning of this year that there are certain investments that you've made that do not contribute to that, with Neptune sitting in the first house. Pluto being here in the second house, definitely some sort of transformation and or renewal as it relates to money, finances, credit score, that sort of thing. It seems like that's the direction that you're headed in, or that's where your focus will be, your tangible efforts. For some of you guys, this could show up as like paying off credit cards, you know, like if your credit scores was keeping you from realizing some sort of dream, then transforming something about your second house, whether it be like your credit. Some of you guys who possibly like own a home, you could start to do certain like renovations or remodeling, some sort of transformation in your tangible area of your zodiac or your natal chart. Okay, in the third house you have Mars. Okay, also this would be showing up for March. Okay, so there definitely could be some sort of like There could be some combativeness that ends up taking place in March, sure, particularly in your immediate environment, however it relates to where you work, people that you live amongst, friends, family, colleagues, that sort of thing. I do feel like there's something about your desire. Again, all of this is tying back into something that you truly want to realize, okay? Because that's what this card is about, holding your vision. It's about realizing something or something being realized. Whatever this is, to the underlying issue being nature here in reverse, either for some of you guys, just depending on what else you have in your chart, you could end up spending a lot more time like inside, again, working on the details, with Virgo being the external energy, being in more so like a hermit mode. You may come to a realization that you spent a lot of time, money, energy, efforts outside of what it is that you want to realize, okay? With the fourth house here, this is definitely about family, background, roots, that sort of thing. You have the first house, and I think that you're coming into some sort of realization that you stand alone, or you stand outside of those things that I just mentioned. This will be something like over these last like couple of months, or this last year of 2023, come into some sort of reckoning or reconciling with your self-image, with your world mission, your soul's purpose, and how those things stand alone or outside of either where you come from, who you come from, family members, traditions, things of that nature. um Something about those things, there's either an exit or there's an entrance into, how can I put this? Let's just use kind of like a holiday tradition as an example. You know, like if you and your family are used to like getting together on Thanksgiving and playing board games, that may be something that you did and or participated in 2023, and then afterwards maybe felt a little unfulfilled, or wishing that you all had, I don't know, gone through like family photos instead, or made some sort of family tree or a family recipe book or something of that nature. It's like getting a little bit closer to your roots, so that you understand how you stand alone in like the broader scheme of things, or like what your branch represents on the family tree, with this happening in the fourth house. It's like family is the external energy, but it's bringing some sort of subconscious focus to the self as a result of that, okay? Some of you guys too, around April, March, you could actually be hosting guests, particularly family members or something of that nature. There could be some sort of trip, homage trip or something of that nature, back to where you come from. Whatever that means for you guys, whether you come from a foreign land or you just currently live like outside of city limits from where you are, there could be some sort of return or some sort of urge or pull that is asking you to come back home. And it's more so that you could bring, like I said, those details into focus. Some of you guys have spent a lot of time away from home, away from family members and things of that nature, because you were working on the self. But in order for you to complete this transformation and realize it, for it to be tangible, there is some sort of need to return back to the basics, I guess I should say. That's kind of the vibe. Back to the basics is what you can expect around April, March. Okay. Moving into May, and also the fifth house, you have Leo here, which is actually a really auspicious energy because Leo rules the fifth house. This is a very expressive, creative, loving, playful type of energy. Can be very warm, but most importantly, what I'm getting from this energy is a self-confidence, a boost in your self-confidence, a transformation in your self-confidence, or whatever the case may be. For whatever reason, I feel like I should use like a personal experience to kind of help you all understand what the energy is. So like for me, and anybody who has like dreaded their hair, right? Like if you it's a journey, it's a process, you know, like you dreads when you first get them, or your starter locks, like they're cute and all that, and then they kind of go through this weird kind of like frizzy sprouting teen kind of stage. And it's kind of like, ooh, I don't really know. Some days I wake up, my dreadlocks are going in all different, like directions. Some days I wake up and they look more like tamed and natural, or whatever the case may be. This could be something that you are experiencing. For some of you guys, this has to do with your body. Like somebody could have had some sort of body work, or in these first 4 to 5 months in 2024, that could be something that you are interested in doing, or something that you did late 2023, or since I'm recording this, the day after Thanksgiving in 2023, this could be something that you're planning to do now between the start of 2024. And it's like there's some sort of healing process or a renewal process that takes place here. But with this self-confidence being the theme in the 5th house and or around May, there's this redefining of what beauty is. There's a redefining of how you express yourself. Rather, that's like switching up your like wardrobe, where you may have in the past, like maybe, I don't know why Gap is coming up for somebody who's watching this. Possibly you have like a gap in your teeth that you were hoping to like change and or transform, or something of that nature, because you feel like it would give you more confidence. Or you could just be thinking about going to get like veneers, or doing something different to your teeth, or something of that nature, so that it gives you more self-confidence. There's some sort of redefinition of beauty, how you're expressing yourself, that takes place either in the 5th house. Okay, so as it relates to performances, romances, very much so out in the open, how kind of like how people see you, but not necessarily. It feels like there's a how can I describe it? There's a burning away of the ego and how other people see you, that either heavily contributing to what it is that you're trying to realize, or coming to some realization that it doesn't contribute at all. Anyway, back to like the example that I was using with, dreads. Like if you like, I originally was used to like neat ponytails, or being able to like completely gel down my hair and have like a nice smooth kind of look, and that's not what the thing is with dreads. Like some mornings I wake up and my hair just looks completely like crazy. And I'm like, I don't really want to go into work, and my hair frizzy, or how can I fix this, or whatever the case may be. But the more that I kind of get into myself, or get comfortable in the self, and not necessarily concerned about what the external energies are, I am redefining what beauty is to me. And so it may not be beauty particularly for, those of you that are watching this, but I hope that that example makes sense. Like this could even be a situation where like you right now drive like a, fast car, flashy car, whatever the case may be, or vice versa. You drive more of like an economical type of vehicle. But around this time in 2024, you may decide like, oh, I want to go out and get something nice, or I want to go out and get something flashy, like, because that's what defines my success to me. Again, going back to this 4th house energy, is like you may not come from a family that values like education, having a degree, or something of that nature. You could be the first in your family to do something. That's also what this is giving. First, with this like Leo, celebratory, proud type of energy showing up here in the 5th house. Okay. Others of you, this can be a little bit of a fertile energy, just because like the Empress is represented here. This does fall like on or around Mother's Day. The fact that there are actually 2 different characters in this particular card. Some of you guys, there could be some sort of blooming of a romance that even takes place on or around May, for those of you that are Sun, Moon, Rising in Aries. Okay, especially because in the 6th house you have Libra here, which is literally your partner sign. Okay, so there could be something going on there, or there could be a new partner that comes along that requires you to redefine partnership or redefine love. Okay, here in the 6th house, which is more so about work, Details, again, details, something about the details is very significant this year in 2024 for you Aries. The sixth house is also about health. With Libra here, there's finding some sort of like balance between the two things, like self-love or creating some sort of like work-life balance. Possibly in 2023, like it was all work, and you know, you took very little time to like go on a vacation or to treat yourself, or to have some sort of like reward system set up for yourself, where like as you got closer to realizing this main goal that's sitting at the center of your reading, um you didn't necessarily pause or check things off of your list. Okay, like, hey, you know, like I completed this milestone, or I got this milestone done, or something of that nature. Libra sitting here, it feels like you're gonna be working in or integrating or implementing some sort of balance in that sense, especially those of you where like you have a full-time job, but you also have like some sort of small business venture that you're actually hoping to like transform and or turn into your full-time job or your full-time business, or be fully dedicated to something, being fully dedicated to school. Like I could be talking to someone who has decided like, I'm going to pursue my master's degree or something of that nature, something that takes great grit, focus, and concentration. And so all of the other things that you're currently investing in become a little bit of an issue within these first like 4 to 5 months. Okay. um Moving into the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7th house, you have the third house here. So again, kind of going back to like this Mars energy is actually crowning the third house. Some of you guys there, you could be experiencing a little bit more of a sexy time, either around March or closer to July. There could be someone who you end up meeting and or coming across around March, and things could actually heat up or go in an unexpected direction around July. This is particularly someone who you possibly like, you could work with this person, you know, and it's just for the most part like a I don't know, like how you describe it, like a you may think, you may feel like you have like a work wife or a work husband, you know, like people joke about that, like you work so closely with a person, like see them every day, spend 40 hours with them per week, or whatever the case may be, or have to work and collaborate on a particular project to the point where you get really close to this person, or you end up finding out details about them that you would not otherwise have found out. Again, for some of you guys, is going to have you splitting from a partner that you're already invested in or have been invested in since 2023 or prior to that, or moving closer to someone who makes an unexpected appearance in your life around March, and for some of you guys, July. I definitely feel like there's a lot of conversation that's happening and or taking place around the month of July. Okay. Oddly enough, I didn't even see this sitting here. You have Mercury sitting here with the third house. So some of you guys are Gemini, could be of some sort of significance. Pisces, Aquarius, and Aquarius. A Libra definitely could be of some sort of significance. For some of you guys, this could be a Leo or a Taurus. Regardless of the fact, okay, this, what's crowning this is Pluto. So here in the 8th house, okay, number one, that's an energy of things that are returned, whether it be, and then you have the 8th house here next. Whether it be like investments, return on your investments, or ideas or plans or things of that nature that you had thought through, information that you had processed, certain skills that you may have learned throughout 2023 and into the first half of 2024. It seems like, again, you're either going to be collaborating very closely with a person. This could even be someone you collaborate with over the internet. This could be a return of someone possibly communicating with you through the internet, whether it's a love interest or not. Whatever information this is, whatever it is that you learn, whatever like topic of discussion, the topics of discussion around July or August are going to also transform your idea about what this is that you're trying to realize. It's kind of deep. So let me give you guys a better example. This will be a situation where you have possibly in the past thought like you want a traditional relationship. You know, like a relationship where you live with a person, you know, you guys have plans and or goals to get married, to have kids, kind of like the American dream. Even for those of you who are not from America, this vibe is kind of like white picket fence, da 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 da. It's something about whoever it is that is a key player or something like that around this time of the year, between the months of March and July. This person's birthday could be somewhere between March and July as well. Definitely transforms that for you. So some of you guys may be moving into an energy where you realize like, you know what, I'm better off living by myself. um Even if I'm in a committed relationship, like I would rather us like slumber at each other's houses, you know what I mean? Like, yes, of course, like be committed, have save space for them, leave space for them, clear out, you know, a drawer, a part of the closet, or whatever the case may be. But something about boundaries as well is very significant. I feel like in the past you could have had a relationship that was possibly very like distracting and or disruptive. Again, looking back and reflecting on how something may have kept you from realizing whatever goal you had here, and or experiencing something or someone that took you out of your comfort zone or took you out of your nature or something of that nature. It could be very significant around this time, around August. Somebody could have Mercury in Leo, Mercury in Scorpio, Mercury in Libra. I can also see here somebody who has a moon in Earth. All right, so moving into 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, the ninth house. So the ninth house naturally is about publication. So it could be about things that are, I want to say published, but I'll use that very lightly. When we say published, like tax returns are published, you know, deeds to homes are published and or recorded. If you go and like establish like an LLC or something of that nature, those things are recorded and or published. Like this is just something that happens in an official sort of manner. Again, this being the ninth house or being at the nine is prior to something like fully being like it would be prior to fully reaping rewards or reaping the harvest or finalizing details about whatever this is that you want to realize or whatever you want to see materialize. It seems like around September you're going to be you might be a little late. Mercury sitting here could actually play a significant role. Like you could have plans to do something. You may not know what this is yet, actually. But by the time we get like through the summer, you could have said, you know what? I like all the illusions are gone. I Now I know, you know, like my money is in a better place. I have more like drive, desire, motivation to make this thing happen, to make something happen. I'm gonna go outside of my comfort zone to make it happen. It's not what people are used to and or even what they expected of me, but this is what I want to do. I have a partner that I'm going to collaborate, or I have all of the details in place. I've learned a lot. I've researched on this topic or whatever the case may be. I see the bigger picture. And now it's time to kind of, seems like you're going to go into a high gear around September, around this like latter part of the year. It's like you're revisiting something too with this number 8 here. So the other thing too, like the 8th house can be a very intense type of energy. You have this kind of like at almost like opposite of Pluto. So you could be experiencing like an intense transformation for some of you guys in your sex lives. Like to have this opposite of Mars and Pluto, both of these are kind of like it could be a carnal, let me not say sexual energy, but it could be a carnal energy, especially being here from the 8th house. That's what would make it sexual. Okay, let me clarify. So like this energy with Mars and Pluto alone, like this would be an energy of like spending more time in the gym, or like getting your heart rate up, or you know, actually feeling passionate and or like heavily desiring something, right? But then this aspect of the 8th house um will slightly make whatever this is that you're trying to accomplish a new obsession. And I don't mean that in a negative way either. It's actually in a really, really positive way. You know, like if you decided, like, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, like, I could see you around September becoming obsessed with that to the point where you actualize it, moving here in the 10th house with Venus. This is something that has to do with the senses. So when I say senses, like, whatever this is that you're going to slightly become obsessed with around the 9th, in the 9th house, or close to like September of 2024, Aries, like it smells good, it looks good, it tastes good, it feel good, like it has everything to do with the senses. Okay. The other thing too is that this is crowned by Neptune, which is about dreams, your imagination. The Neptune is closely related to like memories, also the subconscious mind. It could be a self-sacrificing type of energy even. It has a lot to do with like things that we would otherwise consider fantasies, you know, but because it's crowning the 8th house, it's like remembering where you started or what the original goal is or was, and then getting back on track sometime around the month of September. In the 10th house here, you have Venus. So like I said, something about this relationship over here possibly having to do with a Libra. Both of these are very like Venusian or Venus inspired or Venus influenced energies. Again, like your relationship, your love life seems like it could take a very, very solid direction around, it seems like June, July, and is when you could see the first signs of this or reconcile with someone. And then like around October, September, October, there's a commitment. Like I said, with the 2nd house here, some of you guys, depending on the other placements in your chart, this could literally be a divorce, a separation, a breakup that ends up being finalized. But I really do not feel that way with this sextile influence of conjunction. Whatever it is, right? Whether it's a breakup or you're getting together, or you're making up with somebody, there's something about this dynamic is going to be empowering. For whatever reason, this is giving a trine energy too for me. Some of you guys may want to go and look at the astrological aspects that end up taking place somewhere between October and December. There could be some significant conjunction that is influencing your chart. Okay. So then moving into the 11th house. The 11th house rules tribe, people who have common goals. It's very much so a community type of energy. Again, like I said, and the fact that this is also sitting opposite of the 1st house is kind of like revisiting this. It's like now coming to grips with what sets you apart, particularly either from family. Some of you guys, like, you know now what sets you apart from the people that your person dated in the past. You know what sets you apart from the employees that worked at your, you know, like at your company or your organization in the past. You know what sets you apart from friends that you may have entertained in the past. There's some sort of revisiting this, but now there's an empowerment type of energy, meaning you now have alleviated the ones that cause some sort of combativeness or some like, I slightly want to call it disrespect, like either disrespect or non-accepting it. Thank you, Spirit. Non-accepting would more so be the energy, like people, places, things that have been non-accepting of your transformation have kind of fallen off to the wayside and made room and space for those that belong in your immediate environment. Moving into the 12th house and or around December, again, whatever this is that you had a dream of materializing something that you feel like brought you some sort of like enchantment, whatever this vision is that you wanted to realize. I see that happening possibly around December. For some of you guys, this could actually happen in the month of February. With this second house, you have Pluto sitting in the second house, and then you have the second house here. This is a sextile type of energy. So these two are bringing power to one another. Some of you guys could be getting in a relationship with someone, and you all could be considered somewhat of a power couple. That's not going to be for everybody, but that's what I'm seeing here most significantly. All right, tell me a little bit more about this transformation. Wealthy man. Well, and that's the number 13. Heavy on power couple. Some of you guys may investments too is very significant. Some of you guys may decide to start investing in the stock market. I don't know if this is like a cryptocurrency type of thing or what it is. He kind of seems like he's 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. I don't know if you guys like actually see the fact that like the 2 sleeves of his jacket look different. Like this side looks like a lighter color for one. This side looks darker, right? Then on this side, it's kind of like there are investments. I think that this is the old school machine, like however they did stock markets or whatever the case may be. I believe that that's what this is. And then when you look at this other side over here, it's kind of giving me a magician energy almost. He has this hat. I know that that's like a handkerchief, but it almost looked like he's about to pull a rabbit out his hat or a trick out his bag or a trick of somebody has a trick up their sleeve. Be mindful of that. Otherwise, I feel like either there's a significant ending in February, or there's a significant investment that some of you guys need to make. Tell me about this immediate environment and or what's going on in the 7th house. Wow, you have a privileged lady. So definitely there is some sort of connection and or relationship. And these particular cards in this Kipper deck, these two are a match. So something is significant about that. Bottom of the deck, though, you have bad health. Because this is showing me there's something indicative of a connection and or a relationship. Again, like I said, some of you guys, there could be a significant ending in a relationship. And for others of you, there is a significant beginning with gift here. This is the number 17. That's 1 and 7. You have the first house here. Definitely there could be a significant change in your relationship status. Tell me about the 2nd house here and or what's going on in the 12th house, please. This would more so be the subconscious mind. You have imprisonment here. So this, again, there's this revisiting or trying to figure out, like, how do I free myself or how do I kick into some sort of high gear to realize this dream before the end of the year or something of that nature. Tell me one more thing about this. And then you have occupation. For some of you guys, this imprisonment, this card is very much so indicative of institutions, civil structures, things of that nature. Could kind of be like a corporate type of vibration. Interestingly enough, when I'm looking at what's transforming here in the 2nd house, you have a man that's outside of this institution or outside of this corporate ladder or corporate system or whatever the case may be. And then on the flip side, with the 2nd house here in imprisonment, you see someone who is a part of it. There could be a significant role reverse that happens here. Take it how it resonates. Tell me what's the most significant communication that Aries is going to be getting in 2024. Oh, courthouse. So again, this is sitting right here, sextile with the 9th house. How I said something's going to be published. Something of that nature. You have marriage here. Some of you guys definitely could be making some sort of relationship and or connection. Very much so official. March 23rd could be significant. March 27th could be significant. July 3rd. February 7th. These are dates that you may want to add to your calendar, Aries. And then you have the Lovers here in the family room. It also feels like something that could have been a secret or could be a secret for most of 2024 ends up coming out into the public around September. Either that or somebody's trying to avoid something from coming out into the public around that time. I really don't think that it's up to them. When I'm looking at this unexpected income in this occupation, again, I said I feel like you're going to kick something into high gear. Feels like it's a project. It could be a creative project or anything of that nature. Hold your vision. What's the energy of hold your vision throughout 2024 for Aries, please? Something will be healed. Some of you guys could have been dealing with I don't want to call it a disease. It just could be some sort of concern as it relates to your health. Yes, healing. You have the Star card here. And this is the good side of the Devil. Some of you guys could be starting to do something like homeopathic or medicinal or something of that nature. This could be a situation where somebody's dealing with some sort of ailment, sickness, or condition or something of that nature, and like you could have seen doctors about it. You could have like got second and third opinions, and then for whatever reason, I think that this has to do with Chiron and in your sign. Well, it's actually in Pisces, but Chiron going direct could have something significant. I don't have that date in front of me, but some of you guys may want to go and look at when Chiron is going to go direct. You could end up finding some sort of remedy to something is what I'm seeing here. What actually flew on the ground, which I'm actually happy about, this is the darker side of the Chariot. So again, like smoother waters or something of that nature is something that's significant here. I feel like it's been a very rough ride through 2023 for you. Do still keep your seatbelts on, Aries, and moving through all the way through Mars, because it seems like smoke is not going to begin to clear until around April. All right, can you tell me a little bit more about who might be significant here and for what reason? A Pisces could be significant. It seems like you're the center of the show, though, Aries. And then you have Hand of Cards here. There is definitely some sort of risk and or investment where there's a risk that needs to be calculated. It seems like it's a really good risk. You have expectations here. Do expect unexpected income. I know that sounds like kind of contradictory, but yeah. Then you have love here. Tell me one more reason why this might be significant. Heavy on Pisces. Yeah, see, this is kind of like a yin yang type of energy for me. Oh, this is really, really divine, if I'm gonna be honest. I have never seen the masculine and the feminine come out like this in this particular deck. So mindfulness, this says awareness of thoughts without judgment, meditate, breathe, yoga, being present, and having grace. And then meditate is here. It says meditate daily, follow your intuition, find inner peace and balance alone or with a partner. Last question, Spirit. How does Aries view this masculine feminine dynamic? It seemed like that's the ship that's a ship that's coming in. Clarify this for Aries. You have the 10 of Wands, so there's definitely, again, some sort of release of some sort of burden, something that definitely like has kind of rocked your world. I don't know how else to put that here. Caused some sort of combativeness, may have kept you feeling like you were confined and or prohibited or delayed from transforming something significantly or seeing the actual results of an earlier investment. You would view this as a release of burdens with the 10 of Wands here in reverse. Like whatever thorn in your side, whoever might have been a thorn in your side, that's coming to an end. Any other messages, Spirit? You have the world here. Definitely is coming to an end. You have the 9 of Wands here. So, like I said, in this first quarter of the year, do keep your seatbelt on. But you have the Ace of Pentacles here, so looks like a really lovely year for you, Aries. Nothing that you can't handle. You have Judgment here with the 6 of Cups. There's definitely some sort of reconciliation that I see happening here. It feels like it could be from a fixed sign, an air sign. Fixed or air is very specific. Death is here. I feel like that would be your energy since you are Mars ruled, and that's showing up here with the King of Swords. Some of you guys, this is definitely about some sort of divorce and or separation that takes place. All right, my loves, that's your reading. I hope that this brings you love, light, and clarity. Definitely come back here throughout the year and just check this out, and it'll give you enlightenment throughout the year. See you guys in the next one.